Are you able to chat? Just check. Just check if you are able to chat. Yeah, thank you. Jahanvi, hi beta. Good night. If you have any doubts, please post your messages. Hi Jahanvi, any doubts? Alkyne to a ketone. You need to add water along with mercury, ions, and sulfuric acid. This is a reaction from hydrocarbon class 11th. Alkyne to a ketone. Hi Akshu, good evening. Jai Hind sir. Very good evening, Akshu. No, you may not learn the F block elements. The general properties should be enough, Janvi. At least the first member, cerium, uranium, a few if you can, good. Sometimes cross aldol question is asked, which is aldehyde acts as nucleophile and which acts as. How should I go about such a question? Okay, in that case, the aldehyde which is losing a H positive to the other one, since it has lost an H positive, that aldehyde is acting as an electrophile, and where it is going and attacking, that particular aldehyde acts as a nucleophile. The one which loses the alpha hydrogen acts as an electrophile. Look, major products should be mentioned. If you are able to balance, good. If you are not, then you can leave about it. To this afternoon per scanning may problem. Yeah, okay. That's how about highlighter in this afternoon. Forget the highlighter now that you have done it. I don't think highlighter should create a problem. But don't do it in the next paper. Oxalate will be a strong field ligand. The only weak field ligand would be halides and water. Halides and water only to be taken as weak field ligands. Rest all are strong field ligands. The mechanisms, Akshu, I already said. Haloalkane, haloarine, you have SN1 and SN2. Alcohol, phenol, ether, you have the mechanism of hydroboration oxidation. You have the mechanism of hydrolysis of alcohol, alkene to form alcohol. From alcohol to alkene and from alcohol to ether. And nucleophilic addition reaction of aldehydes and ketone. Prabhuta Agarwal, my blessings for you, beta. Do well in life. No, boiling point is not a simply rote learning process. You should know the intermolecular force of attractions. CH2, Cl2 has a higher dipole as compared to chloroform because in case of chloroform, the location of the 3 chlorine kind of cancels a little bit of the 2 other chlorines. It behaves as a strong field ligand. No, not more than 2 reagents in a single arrow, preferably. Otherwise, you may, if there are 3 reagents in a single reaction, then they can be put on the arrow. Water is a weak field ligand. More than enough. Previous year's question for last 5 years are also good enough. Jaskirat. Now, this is not the time to ask how to memorize the reactions. If you're not able to do it, then you focus on reasoning questions and chemical tests. Welcome, Prabhuda. We can form a primary alcohol by Grignard reagent if you start with formaldehyde. Howard structure is important in case the paper is to be made tough. Then you should know how to go about drawing the Howard structure for glucose as well as fructose. So, look, whatever is given in the book is important. If methyl oxide, since it is given in the book and you are in a position to learn it up, you may. There's no need to explain VBT or CFT. Specific question would be asked, you'll have to answer that only. Yeah, the uses of such compounds should be known, Janvi. Yeah, I would advise organic if you've done by the NCERT. Chapter 1 to 5, that's volume 1, should also be done line by NCERT if you have time now. A monolysis reaction is when you convert ammonia into amines by adding RCl. This reaction doesn't help much because it leads to multiple products, primary, secondary, tertiary amines, which are difficult to separate. So that's the reason, Bhavya, that we do not prefer a monolysis to prepare amines. Aldol condensation का वीडियो है बेटा. Type aldol condensation by Seema Makijani and you'll reach there. You're welcome, Shri, for the practical videos. Hope you've shared it with your juniors also. Okay, Soham Majumdar, you're welcome. It was nice to know that you were helped by me in practicals. Hope you do well in life. I cannot ask questions. You ask your questions and I'll sort out your doubts, Arpita. SCN would be considered strong field. I advise only halide and water should be considered weak field, lest all to be considered strong field. Chapter 1 to 5 is also to be done via NCERT Akshu. Okay, higher oxidation state means plus 5 plus 4. When we talk about higher oxidation states means there's a covalent character in the compound. And higher the oxidation state, more is the covalent character. And when you have covalent character, those compounds are acidic in nature. While if the lower oxidation state like plus 1 and plus 2, there is an electron transfer, it leads to a basic nature. Iodoform test is given by methyl ketones. That is a compound which has a CH3CO or if it has a CH3CHOH. So which means ethanol will give the test. Acetaldehyde, that is ethanol, will give the test. Any 2-pentanone will also give that iodoform test. CH3CO will give iodoform test. CH3CHOH will also give. There's a video on the channel for haloform reactions. You can watch that. It should be enough. There are 5-6 mechanisms in organic and those to be learned. Satvik. No, dipole induced dipole is no more in our syllabus. We have dipole and this would be valid only when you have a polar covalent compound, when you have an electronegativity difference between the two atoms. If the first the first priority is NCERT. Only when NCERT is done 100% will you do anything else. No, No, there is a catch in it. You need to identify which reaction are they talking about, Lavneesh Singh. Only then will you be able to identify ABC. You'll have to read the question carefully and try to get a hint out of the question. Generally, it involves a named reaction. So try to crack that. Tertiary alkyl halide prefers. Oh, tertiary alkyl halides prefers SN1 because the carbocation, tertiary carbocation is stable. So that's the reason that tertiary alkyl halide will prefer an SN1, but that would happen only in aqueous medium. In case of non-aqueous medium, elimination can happen. Polar medium is required for SN1. Dipole, dipole and dipole induced dipole, only dipole, dipole is what you should know. For carbonyl compounds, they have a dipole, dipole interaction. Whether it's aldehyde or ketone, owing to the C double bond O, there is a dipole moment in them. Because oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. I would advise section A. You should do the paper section wise A, B, C, D, E. But in case you are struggling, then I would advise you begin with section B, C, D, E, and in the end you do the section A. It can be written anyway. T1 and T2, without finding their values, Dhruv, you cannot do the numerical. So you'll have to convert the temperatures into Kelvin, only then will you use it. Of course, you will write the formula first. Hi, Kitania. Temperatures T1 or T2 in the formula, and then when you substitute, you have to convert it into Kelvin scale and then substitute. Janvi, by now your one round of syllabus should have been done. You are now left with 2 days, 26 and 27, to revamp all the syllabus again and to redo what you are weak at. Clemenson's reduction is in the channel special reduction method, where your aldehyde and ketone directly convert into hydrocarbon. The C double bond O changes to CH2 in the presence of zinc and amalgamated zinc and HCl. Neeraj Nair, thank you. Thank you for appreciating the effort in the channel for your practicals. Ketones have a higher boiling point than aldehydes. The reason is there is higher dipole in ketones. You have two methyl groups or two R groups, so the dipole moment is more towards the carbonyl compound. Due to higher dipole in ketone, the intermolecular force of attraction is higher Mary. That is why ketones have a higher boiling point. Coordination compound, there are videos on the channel. The chapter is 90% complete. If you have not done the chapter, then please watch the videos on the channel and you should be good at it. It requires effort. Organic chemistry requires a lot of effort. So please spend time in hydrocarbons. If you're not good in class 11th, you'll struggle in class 12th. You cannot talk about priorities. Physical, there are 3 chapters. Inorganic, there are 2 chapters. And organic, you have 5 chapters. So automatically, organic has a higher weightage. Rich, whatever chapters you know, please focus on that now that you've wasted 5 days already. There is nothing important. I cannot give you anything important related to chapter. NCERT is to be thoroughly done and anything can be asked. I think we are done. I don't see any other question which can. Yes, preparations are important for KMNO4 and K2CR207. Yes, battery cells, commercial cells, lead storage battery, the reactions at anode, cathode are important and have been asked. Please do them. SN1 and SN2 reactions are on the channel Ansh. Please watch it and understand the nucleophilic substitution reaction. Both have 5 minutes के videos at SN1 and SN2 Ansh. You can quickly go to the channel and do it. Ansh, I already said, refer to the channel. Yes, batteries, definitely theory is asked, but theory is mainly the chemical equations, nothing else. There's a video on Van 't Hoff factor, Shreyas. Please refer to the channel. Go to the chapter of solutions, Van 't Hoff factor, I factor, and you should be able to do it. Meet, you're welcome. Yes, you have to do Carl, Warrior, you have to only do NCERT. Focus on NCERT. No, the structures of biomolecules, only the structures related to glucose and fructose are to be done. The others may not be done. Only NCERT, Bhavik. This you need to study. You wasted 5 days. Parth Dubey, you're welcome. Yes, theory is R, Serena. Yes, you can use these symbols of osmotic pressure, temperature in Arrhenius equation. It's your wish. If you are not able to check whether it's dilute, then you use it and get the answer. You will be marked. Only NCERT is to be done. Okay, Meet. There's already on the channel, Shreyash. Please refer to the channel. You'll be able to do the Van 't Hoff factor part. I think we are almost done. Up to 2 decimal places can be rounded off the answers in the numericals. No, for conversions, minor products are not to be shown, Ishika. Okay, Priyansh Gupta. All right, with this we come to the end of the BL Sharma. On acylation, the lone pair of nitrogen is involved in resonance with the CO group. So since the lone pair is no more available, so the activation effect reduces. The questions are repeated. The weightage of numerical should not be more than 7 to 8 marks out of 70. So don't bother much. Just try to track which particular numerical, which particular formula will be used. It should not be more than 8 to 9 marks numerical weightage. All right, with this, yes, you can use ferric ammonium nitrate for alcohols. All right, let's wind it up. Good night. All the best. Hope you all do very well in your examination. Take care. Go and study. Answer paper, I had attempted any question. Try not to use a pencil. If you are using a pencil, then see that it's a dark pencil. Otherwise, I would still advise a blue pen, darker blue pen. A very good evening. All right, good night. Whatever questions you had asked, I've almost answered all of them. No, for conversions, reaction mechanism are not to be shown. Reaction mechanism is only to be shown when you are asked for the reaction mechanism, not otherwise. In a pressure cooker, the pressure is high. Under high pressure, the boiling point is high. So cooking is faster. One is alpha, the other is relatively beta when they are adjacent halides. It will not affect your marks, Akshu. Pencil will not affect your mark as long as it's printable and it's dark in color. Equations for tolerance and phalanx should be learnt. Okay. Good night. Do well in life. Stay blessed. Bye for now.